Rivers State will not recognize Pro-Wike lawmakers, Fubara tells National Assembly caucus. Hello viewers and welcome to InfoGist TV. The Rivers State Governor Similayo Fubara has insisted that his administration will not recognize the faction of the State House of Assembly led by Martins Amehule, despite mounting pressure from the Rivers National Assembly caucus. The caucus, during a solidarity visit to Amehule in Port Harcourt on Monday, urged Fubara to execute the Court of Appeal judgment that affirmed Amehule and 26 lawmakers as the only legislative members of the River State House of Assembly. In a statement signed by Kingsley Chinda, Obiakpo Federal Constituency Senator Barinade Mpigi, Rivers Southeast, and Dunami Deko, Kana and Gokana Federal Constituency, the lawmakers expressed dismay over what they called the governor's deliberate distortion of facts and court judgment. The statement accused Fubara of engaging senior advocates, including Femi Falana, to misrepresent judicial rulings. We wish to caution Mr. Femi Falana ICN to stop misinterpreting court judgment. It is regrettably that a very senior lawyer of his status will be amplifying falsehood from non-lawyers and political merchants, the lawmaker said. They alleged that Falana lied about the rulings of Justice J.K. Omotosho and the purported defection of 27 lawmakers, which they claim never happened. Falana lied about the dates of the judgment of Justice J.K. Omotosho and purported defection that never took place with the intention of misleading the public, the statement added. The caucus warned that failing to implement the judgment would amount to contempt of court. The judgment of Justice J.K. Omotosho, which was affirmed by the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court, takes effect immediately and forever. Any attempt to deal with any other person or forum as the River State House of Assembly is contemptuous of the judgment of the Supreme Court, they said. They further accused Fubara of interfering in legislative affairs and questioned the legitimacy of his recent appointments. All those parading themselves as commissioners, permanent secretaries, and civil servants are imposters, as they have not been screened and confirmed by the Assembly, Speaker Amahule declared. He also warned that the governor's handling of state funds would soon come under scrutiny. The governor should know that we are not sleeping. We are aware of hundreds of billions of taxpayers' monies that are missing today, that are not accounted for. A day of reckoning will come, he stated. However, in a swift reaction, River State Commissioner for Information and Communication, Joseph Johnson, dismissed the lawmakers' claims as misleading in a statement titled Setting the Record Straight on the Situation in Rivers. Johnson insisted that Amewule and his faction ceased to be lawmakers after defecting from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress on December 11, 2023. The judgment of Justice Omotosho, which affirmed the Court of Appeal, which affirmed was affirmed by the Court of Appeal, does not touch nor alter the status of Martins Amehule and his group of 27 as ex-members of the House of Assembly of River State, Johnson said. He argued that their defection automatically resulted in the forfeiture of their seats. Right Honorable Martins Amehule and 26 others lost their seats in River State House of Assembly following their voluntary defection and cross-carpeting, which happened on the floor of the House of Assembly in the full glare of the public on December 11, 2023. Johnson further emphasized that Governor Fubara remained law-abiding and had no intention of recognizing individuals who no longer hold legislative offices. The Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Sir Similayo Fubara, is both law-abiding and peace-loving, and accordingly has great respect for the court of law and the Nigerian judiciary. The governor swore on May 29, 2023 to defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the rule of law, which includes respect for the court, Johnson stated. On the other hand, Nigeria's opposition lawmakers coalition has described the endless denial of decampment by the sacked former Rivers State House of Assembly lawmakers, led by former Speaker Martins Amehule, and the endless misinterpretation of the rulings of the Supreme Court as a provocative backdoor attempt to destabilize governance in the state and regain their lost seats. The lawmakers, in a statement by their spokesperson, Honorable Ikenga Imo Gochinyere, stated that the 27 sacked lawmakers loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, attempt to deny their decampment as fruitless and being awed from the Federal Capital Territory resources. The lawmakers recalled how the River State House of Assembly members in December 2023 decamped to the All Progressive Congress APC from the People's Democratic Party PDP. They stated that in line with the Constitution, they lost their position in the lawmaking body and subsequently an order from the River State High Court in May 2024 barred the lawmakers from parading themselves as members of the state legislatures after they defected from the People's Democratic Party to the APC. The statement reads, the endless denial of development by the sacked former River State House of Assembly lawmakers, led by former Speaker Martins Amehule, is a provocative backdoor, an attempt to destabilize governance in the state. The misinterpretation of the rulings of the Supreme Court after Governor Fubara withdrew his appeal over the alleged The already spent 2024 budget will not return legitimacy to the former lawmakers. Recall that in 2023, it was widely known that these 27 lawmakers publicly decamped to the APC and have at various times deposed to affidavits, even in a suit at the Federal High Court in suit number FHC ABJ 1681 CS 2023, that they are now members of the APC owing to the alleged crisis in PDP. In line with the constitution, they lost their positions in the lawmaking body, and subsequently an order from the Rivers State High Court in May 2024 barred them from parading themselves as members of the state legislature after they defected from the PDP to the APC. Since then, it has been endless gimmicks and delusions all by the Federal Capital Territory resources as they try so hard to misinterpret court judgment in their attempts to illegally return to the legislature. Their seats remain vacant because, in line with the law, they defected to APC and are no longer members of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). And there are many valid rulings of the High Court that have restrained them from illegally parading as lawmakers. Governor Similaye Fubara has never been an aggressor. Rather, it is the Wike group that does not want peace, and they will not succeed in it. No appeal decision has affirmed, ruled, or decided on the illegality of the decampment of the 27 pro-Wike lawmakers. There was a discussion where the president said all legal matters should be withdrawn so that peace could reign. But the Wike group secretly continued their case. The Wike group never wanted peace and kept looking for ways to destabilize the government. It will not work. The governor, being a peace-loving man, listened to the president and withdrew his counter affidavit in that matter. But the Pro-Wike group continued that case against the intervention of Mr. President, and that is the issue of the appeal. The appeal court affirmed the case was filed before the decampment of the former lawmakers, and any ruling from it does not confer any legitimacy on the former lawmakers. Still restless and delusional, they are misinterpreting the recent Supreme Court ruling. The Supreme Court ruled on the appeal over the 2024 budget voluntarily withdrawn by Governor Fubara because the 2024 budget cycle had ended and there was no need to waste time discussing a budget that had been fully spent and implemented. The sacked, disgruntled Martins Amehuli and the Pro-Wike group are jubilating out of ignorance of what informed the decision of the Apex Court. For their information, for others who care, the Supreme Court judgment was sequel to the withdrawal of the appeal by Governor Fubara through his lead counsel, Yusuf Aliasen. Governor Fubara, in the notice for withdrawal of the case, informed the three-man panel of justices of the court that events had overtaken his suit. For those who doesn't know, such events as mentioned by His Excellency Governor Fubara include entirely that the 2024 budget, for instance, has been fully executed and exhausted with the 2025 appropriation in effect. Hence, the case is started barred. Also, Speaker of the House of the River State House of Assembly, Honorable Okojombo, is still in charge and in control of the legislature in the South State as the Pro-Wike sacked lawmakers and their gang leader Amehule remain removed from office. Their earlier errand boys obey the rule of law, the better for them. The earlier they obey, they should stop living in delusions and wake up and accept their fate. A federal high court sitting in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, on Monday adjourned the case of the alleged defection of the Speaker, Martin Samehuli, and 27 other members of the State House of Assembly till April 30th. The court, presided over by Justice E.A. Obile, adjourned the matter for adoption of parties' written addresses. The presiding judge hinged his decision on his observation that cases of similar subject matter were pending before the Supreme Court. The judge insisted that the Federal High Court would not share jurisdiction on pending matters with the Apex Court of Nigeria. Justice Obile, however, told the lawyers that hearing notices would be served on them after the Supreme Court dispensed the cases before it. Justice Obile said it is important to await the decision of the Supreme Court to know the extent of its decision. The court would not share proceedings with the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court delivers its ruling judgment, then we will serve you hearing notices. Earlier, the lawyers for the 1st to 15th, defendant Dan Obe orally applied for an adjournment to enable himself and his team of lawyers to study the recent Supreme Court rulings on the suit withdrawn by Governor Similaye Fubara of Rivers State. Obe told the court that they only received a certified true copy of the Supreme Court rulings on Thursday, 13th of February 2025, and would need time to study it and respond accordingly. The lawyer for the plaintiffs, Yusuf Ali, however, did not object to the defendant's application.